70,000 years ago, humanity almost vanished. Not a city, not a tribe, the entire species. Genetic studies suggest that at one point, the number of humans left on Earth may have been as few as a few thousand, the population of a single small town. Imagine that. All of us today, billions strong, traced back to a handful of survivors huddled against a world that wanted us erased. And the reason? The Ice Age. But this wasn't the cold you know. This was a prison of ice, a global death trap. Temperatures plummeted so low, a single night outside meant frozen lungs and shattered bones. Food was so scarce that the difference between life and death came down to a single scrap of meat, a marrow-filled bone, or a flicker of fire. But the environment wasn't the only killer. Out in that endless white, something was always watching. Imagine trekking through waist-deep snow, your tribe weak with hunger when you hear it. The low growl of a saber-tooth cat. Muscles rippling, fangs glinting in the moonlight. It waits, patient, knowing your exhaustion will betray you. One pounce, and you're gone. And if it wasn't the saber-tooth, it was the wolves. Not the timid scavengers of today, but monsters, chest high, running in packs, circling the campfire. Their eyes reflecting in the dark like ghosts. And yet, the greatest terror was hunger itself. Think of children crying at night, their ribs showing, their tiny breaths weaker with each passing day, the adults forced to choose. Hunt a mammoth towering like a moving fortress, or watch their families waste away. To kill one was madness, but madness was better than starvation. Spears against tusks, flesh against fury. Inside caves, survival was fragile. Fire was both salvation and curse. Too small, and the cold would creep in, claiming the weakest. Too big, and smoke suffocated the air. And when the wood ran out, the flame died, leaving only darkness and the sound of the storm clawing at the cave walls. And yet, humanity refused to die. They adapted. They carved needles from bone and stitched animal hides into armor. They learned to trap smaller animals when the great hunts failed. They turned fire into a weapon, driving predators back, lighting the night with courage. They even began to carve stories into stone, not just to survive, but to remember. Still, the Ice Age kept testing them. Glaciers moved like slow giants, crushing forests, changing rivers, swallowing whole landscapes. Tribes were forced to walk for months across frozen wastelands with no guarantee of food, no guarantee of survival. Many never made it, but the ones who did changed the world forever. Because survival wasn't just about strength. It was about imagination, planning, cooperation. Where a lone human was nothing, a tribe of humans became a force of nature. Together they brought down beasts. Together they endured storms. Together they forged the path to the future. And from those few thousand survivors, against every odd, against every predator and storm, came us. Billions, cities, empires, civilization. The Ice Age should have ended humanity. Instead, it created us. You are here today because they refused to quit, because they looked death in the eye and chose to fight, because a fragile fire burned in the cold and it never went out.